All right, so we are going to get into our next discussion, which is following up from our previous one. We were talking about food, and now we're going to be talking about how food is transformed into energy. And I think that most of us understand this to be true, but from a biological standpoint, explain to us what is actually happening in our bodies. And let's continue that conversation about digestion because it was just so great, Susan. So, what's happening there?
Well, think of the word digestion. Digestion means to assimilate, absorb. Or I should say, absorb. We take in, and then we absorb and assimilate, and then we discard what we don't need. It happens both physically, as I mentioned last time, and psychologically. How much do we hold on to?
Mm-hmm.
And so, in order to convert food to energy, you have to start with, first of all, the time of day that you eat. I'm really a proponent of that. And that's where I talk about the overnight fast and overnight diet. I did that 40 years ago before intermittent fasting, which is another whole topic, came into being because it's not done the same way with a real skill precision.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we talk about that, it gives time for the body to digest. So your body's digestion is really, it's really outside of us. If you think about the digestive tube from the mouth to the anus,
Mm-hmm.
it's a tube that's really outside of us. It sounds bizarre, but it really is because it helps us and protects us from pathogens in the environment. So when we eat food that's useful and food that's healthy, and that's a whole uh, topic of what is healthy and what is not. And but food that supports the microbiome, the food, the bacteria that's in our gut, food that supports that will actually keep the the immune system, because we have 60% of our immune system functioning in the gut. It will keep it up and happy so that it protects us, because things will come in from the outside, right? Food comes in from the outside
Mm-hmm.
and then comes into the body. It comes into the digestive system, and then the digestive system decides what's going to let into the body. So you see how it's our protective mechanism.
Yes.
So for energy to happen from food, you need food. What kind of energy are we talking about? Are we talking about sustained energy or stimulated energy, as I spoke in a couple of episodes before?
Mm-hmm.
And so the food can be converted to energy if the engine is running optimally. And I've always told people this over the years. And when you're told eat several meals throughout the day, we're a nation of grazers. We're grazing like we're grazing out in a field,
Yes.
like cattle. We don't have that kind of stomach. We don't have the ruminant stomach, but we can't be grazing. That ages us. We have to learn to sit down, eat, complete, allow that process of digestion to complete itself before shoving food in again. Remember, it's a machine. So, you don't leave your engine running all the time in a car, right?
Right.
You
Yes.
don't, because the engine will wear out eventually. It's the
Mm-hmm.
same with our digestive system.
Mm-hmm.
So, for energy to be collected, contained, and circulated, they're the three components of what energy needs. We need to really pay attention to our digestive system and
Mm-hmm.
how we digest food. Like there's cold foods, warm foods, hot, spicy, all of these things make a difference of how well we digest our food. There are three things: time, as I said, when you eat, what you eat, and how you eat are the three components when we look at food as energy. And they're
Mm-hmm.
the three components we should all understand and utilize every day. And once you know that, your whole dietary regimen will, the reality will hit of, is this working or not?
Right. Yes.
So that's the thing: time, when you eat, what you eat, the quality of food, and how you eat. But
When,
remember,
what, and how.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and remember, most people think that they eat well.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll say, wow, I eat salads. Well, salads are sweepers. You're not going to really
Yes.
get that much nourishment from a salad because the
Right.
body's not going to break that down. That's
Mm-hmm.
where you come in and you need to know how to prepare vegetables.
Yes.
So it's,
Definitely.
again, timing, quality and quantity of food you eat has a lot to do with your energy.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's just great.
Yeah.
See, we need to hear these this great knowledge that you have that you can share with us about these biological standpoints about the food, because we have that idea. So it's really great to hear the science behind it, how our bodies work. I think it's really helpful indeed.
We all need to have
Yes,
that
we all
knowledge.
do. Yes.
It's our birthright to
Yes.
have the knowledge for all of this. That's the whole
Yes.
point.
And then to continue this conversation, getting into also the digestion of the mind, even because, we talked about our food digestion. But what about our mood? Is this something that we can carry into our next conversation?
Sure, because
Yes.
it'll be a little bit longer. So
Okay.
we'll just switch it over to next week.
Okay, that sounds great. All right. Well, next week, friends, make sure that you join in and we continue this conversation about digestion.